Alright, so Rocko versus Reptar. I honestly have more or less no idea what Rocko does. But I've heard he's kind of fucked up in a good way after this patch, so... So Brycie has a little bit of a lead here. Really just needs one strong hit. But Rocko is certainly a character that seems pretty good at preventing one strong hit. Brycie just barely able to make it back from that. Both players still alive at 148 and 178. Brycie finally drops the stock at 224 damage. And immediately gets ping-ponged there between the jackhammer and DMT himself. DMT, meanwhile, holding on to his stock now at 170. I don't actually know how heavy Rocko is, but I know that he does not look heavy. Just evasive, difficult to find this kill. Finally finds it almost 3 minutes into the match. And now, Brycie finally getting an advantage state. But DMT manages to land. And that's gonna be stock down for Brycie again. Still needs to find this kill. 142% on DMT, but he lived a long time at percent higher than this last stock. Meanwhile, Brycie needs to not take much more percent. Already at 44 on their second to last stock. Also, we might see a timeout here. There are only 2.5 minutes left. Very good catch on that burst. Jackhammer. Saving DMT there. Brycie loses their second to last stock. And taking a lot of damage here. Already 93 damage on Brycie. Off stage. But now it's DMT in disadvantage. Minute 20 still left on the timer. If this goes to time, it is almost certain that DMT will be the one taking it. Brycie would have to get the stock and do 160 without taking any more. And that's going to do it. DMT takes a game almost by the time. And now we are waiting for everything to be locked in for this next game. Alright, so, elsewhere in bracket, Rat Dog has beaten Cannon Red. Cannon Red out at... that's 13th place. Rat Dog will be the one going on to fight TNT Blows Up. Also, Unicorn Pro Gamer has beaten Sundra, although Sundra did take a game with Korra. UPG and Blazing Pasta will be our next stream match. After this current one. Alright, here we go. Urkin Armada is Brycie's counter pick. This does seem like it'll be a lot harder for DMT to control space with all of Rocko's options. But something DMT could do is start a nice game of Floor is Lava and keep Brycie trapped on the platforms. DMT has a full stock lead here. Brycie needs to find this first kill. That would have done it. Forces up the burst. And that will. But Brycie, lots of damage. And DMT has stage control here. Brycie sticking to the platforms here, but not really able to get anything started from the platforms. Still though, this game evening back up as Brycie has stage control, has DMT at kill percent. That back throw is going to take it. DMT on second to last stock. And just over half the time left. Both players now on second to last stock. And Brycie just kind of staying back on these platforms, keeping this lead. You know, it's DMT that has to approach here. The clock certainly could be a factor here. And early kill there from Brycie. DMT now has a lot to make up, and certainly enough time to do it, but not an overabundance of time. Brycie just barely managing to stay alive there. And takes a lot of damage, but Brycie can take damage here. They have the stock lead. Honestly, as long as Brycie can survive, that's fine. With the timer and the stocks and the damage like they are, DMT increasingly needs to take these risky approaches in order to get back into this game. While Brycie just needs to hold on for another minute 30 without basically without losing 2 stocks. DMT could technically get the damage to make it up, but that's looking less and less likely as the timer ticks down. And I genuinely have no idea whether that was an SD or not, but Brycie will take that second game. We are going to a third one. So elsewhere in bracket, we do see Muskie upset with a slight upset over Sundra. Sundra going Cora that set, and Muskie takes it 2-0. Red Dog has also, after beating Canon Red, has taken game 1 over TNT. And alright, getting into this final game here. Both players, once again, playing pretty patient. Not really needing to force anything. Brycie has had a couple pretty good advantage states, but DMT manages to make it back, and the damage difference between them not very high at all. Meaning that neither of them really has to worry about approaching. You know, still 5.5 minutes on the timer. That's plenty of time to make stuff happen naturally. Up strong? Not quite going to do it. And that forces out the burst there. And Brycie takes the first stock of this game. Already over 2 minutes in. But, see, immediate reciprocation from DMT. No damage. Alright, Muskie, that is unfortunate, but you'll just be auto-DQ'd when your match gets called. And super unfortunate SD there we see from Brycie. Looked away just a second to check on bracket, and now Brycie has to make something happen in this match. Not only has to approach, and also has to approach well enough to not lose while approaching. And another SD that is super unfortunate. Brycie, yeah, it's looking pretty over. Does find that stock there, but to make a full stock comeback against Rocko in 3 minutes. And yeah, we're seeing here. Brycie keeping percents even, but needs to do a lot more than that with those two SDs. And yeah, that shield break should be it. Super unfortunate for Brycie there. Honestly, had that game. Was keeping it super close.